I'm Rowan.
And stances are basically what you do at the beginning of every practice. For our team, we usually get in a nice circle, and one person leads stances. They'll have a timer. Usually you can use your phone. We'll do each stance for 30 seconds, and there's about 5. So our first stance is horse stance.
So for horse stance, you're gonna put your legs slightly apart. You're gonna do a little bit over shoulder width, and then you're gonna bend down with your butt. Instead, your knees need to be behind your feet, okay? So when you turn sideways, you should be about parallel, and your knees shouldn't be in front of your feet. Your butt's gonna be poking out a little bit, but not too much. So this stance is gonna be the stance that you're gonna do when you're under the lion all the time. So you need to make sure that you're really good at this stance and you can do it for a while. And it shouldn't be too hard when you're in it. And you should be really bouncy while you're in it. You should be able to walk like a lion, and you'll be getting down and up a lot when you're doing it, moving the lion around. And it's just the base stance for everything that we're gonna do in lion dance. So the next stance that we're gonna do is crane stance.
So for crane stance, you want to have your foot at a leg parallel to the ground, 90-degree angle. Make sure your toe is completely pointed, and if you can't point your toe very well on your own side, to help this, just roll your ankles. This really helps with balance throughout all of our tricks with the lions. And then your other leg is just going to be, they're both going to be pointing in the same direction. And if you're having trouble with balance, a good technique or helpful tip is just stare at something that doesn't move so that it's still. And then you also want to do both legs, so you switch legs
halfway through, so probably 30 seconds each on each leg.
And then the next stance that we have is arrow.
So for the arrow, you're gonna go ahead and take a big step forward, and then you're gonna move your back leg back just a little bit, and then lean forward to where your knee is at a 90-degree angle. And again, you don't want your knee to go over your foot. So go over. See, that's not good. You're not supposed to do that. So you're gonna make sure that you're about 90-degree angles, and you can either, for your back foot, we can have here, you can see her foot is parallel with her other foot, so both facing forward, or you can move this one to face horizontally. So it's gonna be perpendicular to your first foot. So these are gonna work 2 different areas, and it really just depends on how you wanna do it or where you feel the burn. So this one, you're gonna feel the burn a little bit higher, and for this one, you're gonna feel the burn a little bit lower. I would recommend doing this one because you're gonna do a lot of jumping, and you're gonna need these muscles to be nice and strong and stretched. So the next stance that we have is the snake pose.
And for snake pose, what you do is, if you can, do Asian squat.
So Asian squat is basically just squatting down. You're gonna keep your feet parallel to your shoulders, and then just go ahead and go down.
So you do Asian squat like she said.
Not everybody can do it.
And then stick your leg out like this. And the goal here is to have a completely straight foot that is facing the opposite direction of your leg, and your leg needs to be locked, not bent. And then if you can't do Asian squat, an easy way is to support with your hands up front and then kick out like this, or you can support by putting your hands behind you like this. And you want to also do 30 seconds on both legs. And then once you get a solid Asian squat and kick out, you can just support by putting your hands out like this. And then the last stance is tiger stance, the best one.
Tiger stance is basically, you can explain it.
So tiger stance is you're going to have your feet shoulder width apart, and it's like you're going into a squat, but you're holding it. So you want your legs to be completely parallel back. Make sure it's straight, because if it's not straight, it can harm your back. And then your knees need to be behind your toes. We usually hold this for 30 seconds, and you can do 15-minute increments, so it's not as challenging if you're just beginning.
The last pose that we're gonna do is the Lotus Pose. So basically, you're gonna get down and put your feet together, and then you're gonna push your legs down like this with your elbows, or you can touch your head down. It's mainly just to stretch all of these muscles right here.
Okay guys, so a good way to make your practices fun is to stand right beside each other and then see who can hold it the longest. Or you can even have a competition with them, and then if they want, you give them a high five or a hug as the reward. That's just a good way to make the practices a little bit more fun. All you have to do is find a partner. But the other thing you can do is test them. And you can just have one person walk around and test everybody. And you're basically just going to have them stick their hands out and then push them or pull them. And then right here, we are testing the one leg. Don't hurt them when you're testing them. Kind of just be really gentle with it, but enough to push their body over a little bit just to test if they're got their balance or anything. So here's me testing her again. She's doing pretty good. She didn't fall forward or backwards.
And that's all the stances that you need to know. Follow these. Stuff is in the description, like Instagram. Thank you. Bye.